is it a radical, but it's a very, very, very specific root. What root is it? Square. Yeah. This is a type of radical. Yes. Oh, yes. You mean the cute? Not that I'm trying to offend anyone, but when I do this, I try to teach it in the most simplest terms I could possibly find. So, for example, right, this is your house, okay? In order to leave your house, your mom and dad want you to leave with a friend. So you may not leave the house unless you have someone accompanying you. All right. In a square root, you need two factors of the same factors in order to abandon the square root. In a cube root, you need 3. In a fourth, you need 4, and so on. So it depends on the type of group. There is an invisible 2, like right here. If you don't see a 2, this is automatically a square root. The part right here is called the index. Repeat after me, index. Yeah. If there's anything other than a 2, then it'd be like a cube root, a fifth root, an eighth root, right? If there's no 2, if it's invisible, then it's automatically a square root. There's a 2. All right, here we go. To simplify a square root, you need to break it down into prime numbers. Prime numbers start at not 1. Thank you for saying it. I gotcha. It's not 3. What's the first prime number? It's 2. It's 2. 0 is not prime. No, 0 is neutral. 1 doesn't count. The definition of a prime number is it has no other factors but 1 and itself. Well, 1 can't count because 1 is itself. So the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and so on. Basically, you can't factor it into anything but 1 in itself. Those are the prime numbers. Okay? If you get a factor that happens twice, then it comes outside the house. If it only happens once, then it stays inside the house. Yay? Okay. Put a star next to this one because you will lose a half a point on the test. If the answer is right, but you don't put the plus or minus, I'm taking out a half. Yeah. Okay. When you do the square root, you have to realize that the root is both the positive and negative. But Miss Fleck, you can't take the square root of a negative. That's not what I mean. What is negative 2 times negative 2? Positive 4, which is the same as positive 2 times positive 2, right? So the root could be positive or negative. But what's inside the square has to be positive, otherwise you got imaginary numbers, and that's a whole nother story and a whole nother song. All right, here we go. Yes, for example, this is super easy.
How are we going to do the math?
Got it, we're going to adjust. All right, here we go. For the first one. Everyone knows that it's 3. Everyone knows 3. Here's why. The prime number, the smallest prime number that breaks up 9 is 3. And we know 9 is 3 times 3. If you have a pair, it can come outside of the house. So the answer to this is plus or minus 3. That's it. Okay? Okay. It's a good time. I believe, yeah, we did this one. We did this one on the board. Here we go. Let's see why. Smallest prime that goes into 28. 2. Smallest. It's even, right? If it's even, automatically divide out 2. So it's 2 times 14. 14's even, so 2 goes into that. 2 times 7, right? When you have a pair, it comes outside the house. The 7 cannot go outside because it doesn't have somebody to go with. Right. Yeah. So it's plus or minus. The 2 comes outside the house. The 7 stays inside the house. Good times. Yeah? Okay. Okay, let's get more interesting. Oh! Okay. Okay, it is even.
Number 2, wouldn't that just be easier to do 4 and 7?
Thank you, because you recognize that 4 is a perfect square, right? That's why 4 is 2 times 2, isn't it? So that's why you have to take a pair out, because that's a perfect square that comes out. So you're just taking square root of 4. So what you're describing is the same thing we did, just more straightforward to the point. Okay? All right. All right. It's an even number, so divide by 2. Okay? 432 divided by 2 is 216. What is it? 216 divided by 2 is 108. Is that true? Yeah. Divided by 2 is 54. Yeah. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Yeah. And then 54 is even, so that's 2 times 27. 27 is no longer even. So the next part number is 3. Does 3 go in 27? Heavens, yes. That would be 3 times 9, and 9 is 3 times 3. Yay? Okay, we're looking for pairs. So only the pairs of the prime numbers. You're not looking at any of these composites, right? So just circle the prime numbers that have a pair, like there and like there. Okay? So this is plus or minus. We have a set of 2, a set of 2, a set of 3, and 1 3 is all by himself. Just like that. When you bring them outside the house, if there's multiple factors, just multiply. So 2 times 2 times 3 is 12. So plus or minus 12 root 3. Now Abby saw that if 144 times 3 is 432, which is awesome. If you go that route, that's great. Just know that, make sure everything is simplified into the radical, because you may or may not miss a square. If you do the long legwork, bless you, my dear. If you do the long legwork and break it down into prime numbers, you will never miss a factor, right? That's all. Yeah. Because 36 can go into there too. So yeah. Yes, because it doesn't have a pair. Right? So all the prime factors that don't have a pair have to stay inside. Yes! Okay, next. Letters. Now, here we go. Inside the house, there are 2 X's, and there are 5 Y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's easy. Okay? So there is 1 pair of X's and 2 pairs of Y's. 1 Y can't go out. Right. Okay, here we go. So this is plus or minus. We have an X, we have a Y, and 1 stays inside. Make it pretty. X, Y squared, square root Y. Yeah. Okay. Halfway done through the examples. Did anyone learn it in a way that makes more sense to them, or was easier for them to learn? Or is there a different way? Yeah.
Like, or one of the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
go to the lowest even number, well, the even number after the odd, and then so you have like y4 minus y, and then do the square root.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. So if it's an odd number, just take away the 1 from it, and then just divide by 2 to get there, right? Excellent. 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 Yes, absolutely. But this is why, because you can only take pairs out at a time. Okay? Okay. All right. There's a 2 on the outside. Listen, in algebra, when 2 things are next to each other and there's no symbol between them, what operation is that? Is multiply. It's definitely multiply. So you're multiplying 2 to this. Yay? Could have just put a dot between it. Whichever. Here we go. Breaking down the 150. It's even. 2 times 75. Okay. Next prime number is 3. Does 3 go into 75? Yes, it does. It's 3 times 25. 3 is not even, so it's not 2. It's not 3. The next one is 5. 25 is 5 times 5. All right, here we go. Any pairs in that one? Yeah, there is. The 5s. 2 5s. We'll talk about what to do to 2 and 3 in a circle. Here we go. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 X's, so that's 2 pairs of X's. Yay. there are 2 y's, so that's just 1 pair of y's. And 7 z's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or if you did Adrienne's way, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So there's going to be 3 pairs of z's. 1, 2, 3, and 1 left over. What? Okay. What do we do with all these things? Here we go. Remember the 2. Don't forget that 2. All right. So it's plus or minus 2. From the 150, we had a set of 5, so the 5 can come out. We had 2 x's. Can I go ahead and write x squared? Is that okay? Yeah? We had 1 set of y's, so just 1 y. And 1, 2, 3 z's. So I'm going to go z cubed, like so. Yay? Inside the radical, there was a 2 that didn't get to come out, so I need a 2, a 3, and a z. So a z, a 2, and a 3 didn't get to come out. Yeah? Okay, clean it up. 10x squared y z cubed square root 6z. Did you remember to put plus or minus in the front? Yes. Okay, don't lose that half a point. Don't do it. Because when you see me for trig, or when you see a wasp for trig, right, they're going to have like 4 different quadrants, and sine and cosine can be either positive or negative depending on what quadrant there is. All of that good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. How are we doing? Questions, concerns? We good? Let's get to a fraction. A fraction. Yes. Okay. 2x to the third. Thank you. Yes. When it comes to taking the fraction, radical of a fraction, you could just separate the radical over 4x to the 6th, and then just take the radical of each term. So we already know square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 4x to 6 is 2 root. Oh, sorry. Thank you. My bad. Here we go. Yeah, delete. Delete. Let's try it again. Here we go. Oh, no. Okay. I'm just going to go like this. Yeah. So plus or minus 3 over 2x cubed. Yay?
That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Which is all well and good because there's no radicals remaining. Yay. Now, when you simplify a radical, it's okay to have a radical left over as long as it's not in the bottom, the denominator. Here's why. It's still okay, and then you're going to get a whole different story when you get to college. They're going to say, oh, just leave it there. You don't have to rationalize it because it's calculator ready. If you don't have a calculator, though, right, you cannot divide by an irrational number. Yeah? Think back to the old days when they had to use, like, slide rules and abacus, right? Like, square root of 2 is an irrational number, so how are you going to divide by 1.6 something, 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 something? So that's why they changed it and did something called rationalizing a denominator, which I'll show you, and again, it'll happen again next year. Oh, or math analysis. Okay, first you ask yourself, can this fraction be reduced? Now, 25, 3 doesn't go into 25, so here's what we do. We split it. Root 25 over root 3. One of those things can be done. Which one? 25. So we know this is 5 over root 3. Okay? Okay. If the root 3 is on the bottom, we need to rationalize the denominator. Okay? Basically, yes, sir? What do you do? Go ahead. You are so smart. Excellent. To get rid of the square root, you have to square it, aka multiply it by itself. Yeah. So multiply top and bottom by root 3. Oops. Like that. Okay.
That just be
5 root 3 over. What's the square root of 3 times square root of 3? What's the square root of 3 times square root of 3? Square root of not 6. 3 times 3 is 9. What's the square root of 9? 3. So, multiplying a root by itself gets rid of the root. Yes. Yes. Question. What do you get if you put root beer into a square glass? Beer.
Oh, so really, if
Cancels the root.
so
The square cancels the root.
then all you have to do is take it out.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it again. Here we go. First you ask yourself, can I reduce this fraction? Yes, you can. 8 over 6 reduces down to 4/3. It does. So, this is 4 over 3x to the 4th. Okay? Split it up. X to the 4th, and then simplify. We know what the square root of 4 is. It's 2, right? So this becomes 2. X to the 4th is the only thing you can simplify. That comes out, becomes x squared. But the root 3 doesn't have nothing.
2 over x. 2 square root of
3 over x, 3x squared. That's it. That's right. Okay, here we go. If you don't catch that, so if the root 3 is at the bottom, just multiply it to top and bottom. So final answer is 2 root 3 over 3x squared. Makes so much more sense now, right? Yeah. Okay. Eventually you're just going to be doing this on your hand. Just going to write it. All right. What number round? The last one? The second to last one? All right. Here we go. Ask yourself, can it be reduced? Yes. What goes into 81 and 12? 3. Very good. 3 divided by 81 is? I know you're asking yourself why, but I'll show you in a second. Here we go. Yeah. Let's see. 3 goes into 8 twice. 27. Good. So 27 over 4. That's why. Just in case. You could do 9 over something, but the 3 root something, but it's not gonna. You're gonna cancel something out. Some more. Eventually, you're gonna reduce the fraction. I like to do it in the beginning, rest of the end. If you want to do it for the end, that's fine. It's cool. 27. You did that one. What's 27? Ah! That's the first one. 3 root 3. Cool. So it's 3 root 3 over 2. Do we need to reduce or get rid of a? No. So just put a plus or minus and. All right. Okay. Here we go. Last one. You can do it. Talk to me. You would. So. Seven. I like the 7. Let's leave the x's. The bottom would be a 5, right? X cubed divided by x.
x squared.
X squared. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Now split it up. 7x squared over root 5. The x squared has a pair. So that can come out, right? So just be x root 7 over root 5. Do you believe me? You believe? Yeah. Well, because this x squared, there's a pair, so you can pull it out. Yes. Let's do that next. Okay. Can you do it in your head?
If you do that, would be like square root of 35.
Ooh, x root 35 all over 5 is the answer. Here's why. Multiply top and bottom by root 5. When you have radicals, you can multiply the stuff inside. The radicans. Yes, as opposed to the radicant. Because you can't radicant. You can radicant. All right, here we go. 7 times 5 is 35, and then the bottom would just be 5. 5 will go into regular 35, but it won't go into the square root of 35 because that's a whole different number. And they all live happily ever after. Oh, we'll work together. Yeah? Okay. All right, that's good. Let's see how much you learned today. Yeah? It's going to be a little bit of review from factoring, so I want to see your factoring skills again. I haven't seen it enough. I'm going to look at your test too. And then a little bit of what we did today. Yay? Go ahead and turn your tables into your groups, your families. You do the exit ticket first, and then when you do your exit ticket, pick up the homework. Yay? Okay. Yep, families. Yellow.